Hi, Deacon John Wilson here. I thought I was through with videos about the loans, but some other things have come to mind I should probably tell you about, especially if you're a parent that has a parent loan, because they're considered student loans, special class, and parents that have not paid on their parent loans or are behind on their parent loans or have defaulted, etc. They're subject to garnishment of wages in June. The feds feel they've communicated with you over the years, because you remember they weren't doing anything during COVID. So now's the time to take care of that. Now, if you're a parent, you can't really get income-driven repayment plan, but there's a different thing you can do. It takes two steps. And you should call the number I'm going to give you today and set that up. Now, I feel particularly bad about this because I know a lot of you took out loans back in 2017, 16, 18, when the cost of college really jumped and you really wanted to send your kids to school of their choice. Some of you had loans for $200,000, $300,000. And I don't know what you're doing right now with those. Maybe you're okay. Maybe you're not in default, but I know at least five people that must be, because again, I'm getting the emails because you used me as a reference for your loan. Um, or we help you set it up or something. So, yeah, you need to pay on your loan, but before you do that, you need to make sure you're not going to get your checks garnished. A lot of you are retired now. You're probably getting, if you're in the government, getting a pension check or some kind of a pension check from the government, or even Social Security if you didn't work for the government. That's considered to be a benefit, and they could attach that. Any tax return refund you're going to get up here, they could attach it. Um, it's better to have control over the payment plan and do it yourself because they may not have reported it to a credit agency yet. A lot of them are behind doing that. But some of you have really never made payments or been able to make payments. I don't know which to say. I feel like with students, it's just they don't pay. But I think with parents, you just weren't able to make payments. Maybe you made a couple, but you never really finished paying off the loan. And so now you're behind by several months. Let's take a look at an article. I'll include the link below that talks about this, and then I'll tell you in that article is the remedy. Although they pitch it as, oh, look at these bad things, then at the end they tell you how to deal with it. And I'm going to tell you here how to deal with it. Here's our article, by CNBC. Pretty good article. The Trump administration to garnish wages of 5.3 million defaulted student loan borrowers this summer. Remember, parent loans are included in that. Let's see. I reported this before. Set to garnish 5.3 million federal borrowers. It's in June. Meanwhile, it began the week alerting 195,000 of you that their federal benefits are subject to garnishment. That's where this is headed if you haven't paid on your loans. You can read the article. They describe it. They get into detail. Wages are at risk. Anybody getting a federal check for income? And I suppose I know a couple of people who probably have large loans and haven't been able to pay. But I don't know if they're getting a government check. But if you are, Social Security check, some of them are close to retirement or getting some kind of pension from the feds. Okay? You can read through the article, but the important part, as usual in these things, is at the end. Let me see if I can read this first. Carolina Rodriguez, Director of Education Debt Consumer Assistance. Guess this is here in this video here. You can look at the video. I recently told CNBC that she was especially concerned about, listen to this, consequences of resumed collections on retirees. See right there. Losing a portion of their Social Security benefits to repay student loans could mean not having enough food, transportation to medical appointments, other basic necessities. But they can stop all that if you do what I'm telling you today. And you can get a hold of me if you need help. I'll make time for you. There are listen to this, 2.9 people ages 62 and older with federal student loans. These are mostly parent loans as of the first quarter of 2025, according to the Education Department data. Students, if you know your parent owes on their parent loan and can't pay it because they've been sick or disabled, you should step up to the plate and show them this video and get them to do what I'm going to tell you in a minute. That's a 71% increase from 2017, with over 1.7 million borrowers. So you see what's happening? This all right here is the incredible increase in cost of college and parents wanting to give students the college of their choice. This is why parents, I don't agree with that. They have to get enough merit awards, have high enough grades if they really want a school. And you shouldn't have to be in this position. Now, how to avoid collection activity. This is the most important part of the article, but notice this at the end. Okay? Borrowers in default, listen to this, will receive emails making them aware of the policy. You can contact the government's, there's the link here in the article, default resolution group. You click that, and you get some great information on default resolution. Okay? And let me tell you what it basically says. It says you can write this down, because when you call the number, I tell you, you can tell them. You can actually defer your loan, not defer it, defer it. I'm sorry, consolidate the loan. Some of you have more than one plus loan. You can consolidate the plus loan. You can even reconsolidate it and then do what's called ICR, income consolidation payments, or whatever it's called, where you can make payments on that loan and keep it out of default, or get it removed from default with a few payments. Okay, that's what happens with the parent loan. Now, regular student loans can just defer and do an income IDR, an income resolution to it. But with parent loans, it's a little different. Let me show you what I mean. And I'll include links to all these at the bottom. First of all, you need to know that parent loans don't fall under the same procedures for extending loans and getting out of default. But there is a way. They could, then it says here, parents are not eligible for any of the IDR plans, but like the student loans, but parent loan borrowers do have the option to consolidate their direct plus loans into a direct consolidation loan. Now, here you go. Doing so would then make them eligible for income repayment. So you need to call the number right here. There it is. Take a picture of the screen, 1-800-433-3243, and ask for assistance. Tell them you have a defaulted parent loan and you need to get into an ICR. Okay? A consolidation repayment. You need to consolidate first and ask the feds to help you with it. Tell them you want to make the account good. You don't want to be garnished. You don't want your Social Security check garnished, because they're going to take way more than just the minimum payment. At this point, you shouldn't worry about the loan if you're in retirement getting bigger. You should worry more about being in default. And there are ways to get out of default, the ways you can recover and get out. I also include a link here on income contingent repayment plan. That's what we're talking about. It's a federal student loan repayment plan. Bases monthly payments on the borrower's income, family size, and total borrow. It looks at 20% of the borrower's income, or what they would pay on a fixed repayment plan, which typically is about $50 a month. That's usually what people have to do if they have retirement income. If you have other income, fine. You just do 20% of the discretionary, what's left. They have a worksheet. You just make that payment. You can negotiate with them too. Um, it's called income contingent repayment, as you see here below. All right. So you need to do that. Parents, I'm really concerned that a lot of you have parent loans and you're going to have your wages garnished or your any kind of federal benefits or checks. They'll just hold and withhold them. And it's a lot harder once they've done that to make arrangements. Do it now. Go to the phone number I showed you. Go back and take a picture of the screen. You need to do that right away. Okay, that's enough of that. I have a few other videos I want to do for you. Maybe that's the last one I'll do. But on these loans, once again, students, pay your loans. Set up repayment plans. For you younger people, make a plan that allows you still to pay it off or that you can pay more once you get more money. Whereas people who are retired, it's a lot different. All right, I hope I made myself clear. I'm really concerned about this. God bless you. Thank you very much. Bye bye now.